What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel here. It's just getting into October here. Nice cool fall weather. It gets me in the mindset here of ice fishing here. It'll be here sooner than we know it here in Minnesota. Just wanted to give you a quick walkthrough and review of my recent purchase here. It's the Otter Vortex Pro Lodge, as you can see here on the door. So it's about an 8x8, so it's similar to their previous Pro Lodge hub that they had. And I actually had the previous Pro Lodge, or XTH Pro Lodge it was called, which is the blue one. This one's kind of like the dark charcoal color. And the reason I went with this one was, as you can see, the new feature here for 2022. I think they actually brought this house out sometime last season as well, briefly, but I think this is kind of the first full season with them. So anyways, I picked this up, sold my other hub. You can see just unboxing it right now, so getting it all set up. And yeah, just going through the contents here of the package and seeing what's all in it. So yeah, first things first would be the bag here. As usual, it's a nice Otter bag. This is my second hub here, and it's kind of the reason why I keep going with Otters, is just kind of the quality of them and how warm they are. But the bag is oversized. I think they say it's a 900 denier bag. And the oversized part is crucial. I've had previous brands that when you go to stuff them in and you're on the lake, they're kind of a pain in the butt to get back in the bag. So that's the one thing Otter's done nice, is make this oversized so it's a breeze to get back in. And then it comes with this strap, so when you put everything down back together or collapse it all, you can put this strap around it to kind of compact it even more. So yeah, that's kind of just walking through what it comes with here. Obviously all your stakes it comes with, and then a little shelter license too if you decide to leave it out for more of a permanent shelter, or overnight you can do so. And then it comes with these little orange stakes. I think there's 3 in here. There's 2 long ones and 1 short one. And this is just another structural support or brace for the door if you choose to put that around the door. I can show you that once we go inside and do a little walkthrough. But yeah, kind of the big selling point for me was this door. If you're familiar with the previous models, they just have the triangle size doors on the sides, and this one still has one, which is on the back side. So you get the big main door in the front, and then on the opposite diagonal side there's one of those triangle doors. So can't tell you how much better this will be, just having that full-size door, especially when I'm bringing in like my tubs or gear or that kind of stuff. It's so much easier just to slide it in. So that was kind of my big gripe about the previous one. Other than that, they're great shelters. So per usual, very good skirting on them. They have the ice anchor tie downs here. For the door, it's just the floor ones here, but on the, see if I can get a better view here. If you come around here, they got these actual ice locks here that you tie into with the skirting, so keeps it really stable, as well as on each side here. On each end here, you have these pull-out straps. So when it's really windy, you can stake these down into the ice, and you can tie those down and make them tight, so your tent sides don't collapse on you, and just nice and sturdy. So Otter's definitely done a really good job with this, I would say. Again, it's a lot of the same features as the previous one that I had, which is the blue XTH Pro Hub. This one, just the bigger selling points, the door here, the full-size door. So anyways, we'll get right to it. We'll get inside here. Zippers per usual, nice, nice quality. The stitching is really nice quality. I know maybe that's one thing to touch on quick, is some people were complaining on reviews online about the threads and the stitching. And there is some threading on here that is definitely longer. I trimmed some of it up here that I noticed. I don't see anything on the outside here, but between the bag and then I guess right here's an example. Some of this here is a little long. Some of it was much longer, but if you look at the threading on it, the threading or the stitching is actually knotted or closed off, so it shouldn't come loose. So I know some people had some negative reviews on that, at least in my opinion, or what I'm seeing here. I don't see that to be a problem. Like I said, I did trim some of them off, but they were still knotted adequately from a sewing standpoint, it looks like. Like you can see, everything's knotted off good, so it shouldn't come loose. And then, like, I think it was just some of the trimming that they maybe have shorted on in the factory, where there's a much longer threads left over, but I trimmed a lot of those up, at least the ones that I saw. So walking in here from the door, this is the orange little spots here on the side or the top here, and then on both sides. Close the door here quick, but on the top, you can see on the top to bottom there, that's where you put those orange little brackets, kind of like a camping tent pole, I guess. That's just to keep the door more sturdy if you want to put those in. One thing different from this model, the newer model here, is it's almost more of like a 5-sided instead of a 4-sided, like an 8x8, which is what the previous one was. It's still very much about an 8x8, I would say. I know they give some weird dimensions on Otter's website, but as you can see, it's almost like a 4.5 side, if you will, just because of the door. So before, there's normally just 4 stakes on each side here, and then they split it off here with these 2 here that are the 4 and 5. So just to accommodate the door there. So I guess one thing to note with that is they're taking it down. I took it down once just to see how much better it was, and then I put it back out, or set it back up just now to kind of get an idea if it was better or worse in terms of collapsing and setting up, and I don't really see a difference with that feature. So yeah, moving on here to features per usual, just like the last model. It's got the storage totes in the middle there on 2 sides, as well as each side there's 4. You can see the rod holders, or the 4 rod holders on each side. So nothing's changed there. I think it's a great feature. Kind of keeps your stuff up or off the ice and kind of out of the way. So and again, 1 on each, or 2 on each house here. They got the propane portholes. That's a huge feature too. That's another reason why I stuck with the Otter brand here, is because of that. Can't tell you how nice that is, instead of having to go under your skirting and then like rebank it with snow and so on. So this is nice. You can just open these up. Like I said, there's 2 of them, opposite ends here. You just, on the outside, you can Velcro here. You just push this flap open like this. It's pretty tight there you go. And then you can sleeve the propane through there out to your 20-pound tank or 10-pound tank or whatever you have. So that's another very nice feature. And then there's kind of the 2 top level windows here on each side, or opposite ends, I should say. So there's 2 of those. And then one really nice feature as well is these like mid-size or mid-height ones here that come back, and everything has Velcro on it, so you can secure it down against the wall, so it's not just hanging down in your way when you're fishing. So it has 2 of those mid-size and then 2 of the higher ones. So these are great for standing, I would say. Checking tip-ups, checking outside. These mid ones are awesome for when you're sitting down, and you can keep an eye on tip-ups and that sort of thing while you're sitting down. So definitely a very well designed house for being a hub. The price point, can't beat it for the price. These are very warm hubs. I think they're only a 600 denier is what Otter rates them at, but like I said, you get them banked in, you get, a buddy heater in here on, lower medium. It's more than enough to keep it warm in here. So one other thing to go through would probably be this door, like I mentioned, the triangle door. That was kind of my previous gripe about the last Otter hub I had. You can see it's plenty big, but just down on the small area down there in the pockets of the corner, that's where it's tough to get your feet in and out, or gear in and out. Particularly like if you have any Otter sleds, or bigger bags or packs, that kind of thing. That's where it's hard to get out. So I definitely will be using this door much more. It's nice that they throw this in still though, just if you have multiple people in here for getting in and out, then people aren't stepping over each other's holes or lines. So that is nice to have still. And then 2 of these on each sides are the top air vents. So if it's getting stuffy in here, you want to get some wind coming through, or just some ventilation. So it helps with condensation a little bit too, I think. And then they still kept the overhead mesh cargo liners here. They're not super heavy duty. I know some people have mentioned that too, about what they can hold and what they can't hold. A jacket or gloves or hat, that kind of stuff, it's definitely capable of doing that. But any heavier gear like a tackle box or heavier type stuff, I would definitely not do that or keep them up there. They're just not really meant for that. So that's pretty much it that it came with, at least. So it's a great hub house. Definitely very roomy. It's something I'll use by myself, being that I think it's 48 pounds, so it's light enough to backpack it with the bag, or put it in a tub and pull it out that way. And then, like I said, it can host, 4 or 5 guys in here. Might get a little tight with 5, but I'd say 3 or 4 for sure. Definitely comfortable in here. So, for my previous one, I brought over these Otter. You can see I got a 12-volt light system down here. So I just strung it up through here, and it's just the LED Otter brand light strips that I've had on my Otter flip over and my other fish houses. So it's a great system. You can plug it right into your fish finder battery if you want. I always run it on a separate one, just kind of designate one for it. So this does not come with it, but it's just an accessory I wanted to show. It's very nice to have. You can see it lights it up really good in here. So it's kind of a must-have in my mind. And then it's on a dimmer here too, you can see. So you can turn that up or down if you want to make it brighter or dimmer, low light time or whatever. So this is just the Otter Sportsman's, or not Sportsman's Caddy. It's they call it a sidekick, I guess they call it. So it's got like 3 rod holders, like a bait tray here, a couple beverage holders, and you can put jigs or spoons or that kind of thing there. You could put like scissors, or you could put your forceps there. One cool thing about this is you can see it can sit up on a board or something on itself or on the ground, or it's meant to sit on a 5-gallon bucket, so it seats right on top of a bucket. So that's kind of a cool feature. Just helps you save space. So that's another good kind of must-have accessory. So again, I've carried these both over between houses, so that's a nice thing, is I can swap them back and forth. But yeah, so I just want to give you a walkthrough of this quick. I know ice fishing's around the corner, so if you're in the market here for a new fish house, I'd highly recommend you check out the Otter line of products here.